Hi children, welcome to the class. Today we will start with Geography Chapter 5, Water. This is a very interesting topic. It's a major domain of hydrosphere. Yes, water is also known as what? Hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is one of the major domain of Earth. So today's topics are water cycle, sources of water and distribution of water bodies. Children, you all know when we think about water, many pictures come to your mind. Yes, some of you have the pictures of waterfalls, some of you have the pictures of mineral water to drink, then some have in the mind sea, oceans. Yes, some of you have remember the villages, wells. So there are different sources of water. Water comes in different forms. Yes, it may be in the form of liquid, maybe in the form of gaseous or in the form of ice. So water continuously changes its form. Water continuously changes its form and circulate between oceans, land and atmosphere. So this is known as water cycle. This is known as water cycle. So water cycle is the continuous movement of water from ocean to land and sea. So water cycle, when you look at this picture, you can see that due to sun's heat, the water from land and water bodies get evaporated. Evaporation occurs and it cools down in the atmosphere. So that is known as condensation. This condensed water form clouds and from there they come down again as rain, sleet, snow. That is known as precipitation. So this keep on happening. So we compare this to a terrarium. You know what is terrarium? Terrarium is the closed enclosure for plants. Like in the textbook you can see small house plants we keep in a terrarium. There may be mud, like an ecosystem only. See all things you can see. There is mud is there, piece of rock is there, plants are there. So if you pour some water inside this, what will happen? And close the jar. The same water evaporates and it falls down from the top. So the same way the earth's water, same water is continuing here. Okay, the water that existed earlier times, the same water is flowing today also. Okay, there is no such change occurs. Changes may occur in the form. The water forms can change, but the same water exists. So earth is like a terrarium. Earth's water bodies are like a terrarium. Now the major sources of water are, you can see here sea, then lakes, lake is here, then there is river, waterfalls, then what else? Wells. So here the rivers, ponds, lakes, ocean, sea are the major source of water. You know 3/4 of the earth is covered with water bodies. Still we say that there is scarcity of water. Why so? Because the major content is salty water, which is not drinkable or which is not used for our domestic purposes or for irrigation also. So we say there is always scarcity of water and some 2% is in the ice caps. So only very less water is available in the pure form. So rainwater is pure, some water is seeped inside the soil, and the rainwater and this groundwater are pure water, pure forms of water, but it is very less amount is given to us. Now here we will speak about the distribution of water bodies. You can see ocean, it is 97%, ice caps 2%, so already 99.3% is over. Then fresh water is 0.68%, then fresh water lakes 0.009, then atmosphere water vapor you can see 0.0019, rivers 0.001. So this way water distribution is done. So this is about the video today we are doing. Children, please take your textbook. Page number 30. You have to mark, first you have to mark in the fact box there is terrarium written there, terrarium. Please underline, it is an artificial enclosure for keeping small house plants. Then you have to do the third paragraph, the process of by which water continuously changes its form and circulate between oceans, atmosphere and land is known as water cycle. Please do underline this. Water cycle, you know, this happens because of the sun's heat causes evaporation. The evaporated water goes up and it is condensed and form clouds. From there it comes back as rain. So that is known as precipitation. Now earth is like a terrarium, please underline. Then the major sources of fresh water are rivers, ponds, springs and glaciers. And the ocean bodies and sea contain salty water. Why this salty? Because when the water, you know, water when originates from rivers, they carry minerals, particles of rocks along with them. So these rocks, when they are depositing somewhere, this rivers has to come down. Yes, so when they join the sea, these rocky parts, these are all minerals. This is deposited in the water will be evaporating again. So the deposited rocks and minerals causes this saltiness in the water. So that also you have to underline. It contains large amount of dissolved salts. Most of the salt is sodium chloride and common table salt that you eat. Next page, distribution of water bodies. We all know 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with water. This we are studying from class 4 onwards. So no need to underline that. Just underline oceans 97.3, ice caps 2%, groundwater 0.68. You can mark it as 1%. Remaining 1% is only the pure water available. Now I will show you one more picture, that is Dead Sea in Israel has a salinity of 45 parts per thousand. Swimmers can float in it because it has high amount of salt content. Density is very high. So this is the picture of Dead Sea. Here the salt content is very high. So swimmers can float in this because of the high amount of salinity. Now what is salinity means also underline. Salinity is the amount of salt in grams present in 1000 grams of water. The average salinity of the ocean is 35 part per thousand. Please do underline this much. This is about the first video. We will see in the next class. Thank you children.